Hola a todos, queridos mancos, bienvenidos a en un directo semidiferido o en un semidirecto diferido, no sé cómo explicarlo, pero vamos a ver ahora, en cuanto me calle, los Golden Joystick Awards que han empezado hace 10 minutos, pero no he podido venir antes, es lo que tiene. Hola Gaby, y entonces pues acabo de llegar, de hecho vengo con la lengua afuera porque he venido corriendo, pero no llegaba a tiempo. Así que no me voy a enrollar más, que esto ya lleva, ya lo dicho, 10 minutitos. Y vamos a ver si Village se lleva algo del pastel, por favor. Lo esperamos. Vale, vamos para allá. Gracias, Ragnar, eres un amor. Buenas noches, Paco. A todo esto, saludos a toda la gente de Twitch y de YouTube, porque estoy transmitiendo en dual ahora mismo. Que eso ya os lo dije la última vez con los nominados de los Game Awards. A partir de ahora, estos eventos van a ser tanto en YouTube como en Twitch, ¿vale? ¿Y esto qué pasa? ¿Me vacilas? Paco, no me mandes ir a atracciones que no tengo agua, no me ha dado tiempo a ir a por ella, ¿eh? Tú representas a YouTube, vale, me encanta.
Welcome, early birds, to the 39th Annual Golden Joystick Awards. My name is Emily Rose, though if you've partaken in a few video games, you may know me better as Elena Fisher from the Uncharted series. Now, if you're here...
Ragnar, me tienes en todos los lados, me encanta.
What you doing?
Are you really here and not some, like, meta-human hologram?
A Nolan North el confinamiento le ha sentado muy bien, ¿eh? Ha perdido creo que 20 kilos o así.
Actors everywhere, I have not been replaced by some kind of digital avatar. Emily, I am the real.
Para los que no sepáis quién es
live and
Nathan
direct
Drake
here in
y
the
Elena.
flesh with you. That's right. And the folks at home may know me as the voice of Nathan Drake, Desmond Miles, or maybe even Quasimodo from Shrek Super Slam. You know, if you're into the deep cuts.
I didn't know that.
Who does? No more video conferencing and poorly timed jokes. We can actually finish each other's sentences.
No calor, es que ya os digo, he venido corriendo como una
No,
gilipollas.
it's a good thing that we're friends, right? Because you can kind of be a little bit of a bossy...
Nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Nightmare.
say,
That's,
nightmare.
see, I can
Now,
do it.
If you're here with us tonight, you're probably one of the millions of people who cast their noble votes to decide which games and hardware will take home this year's Golden
Joysticks.
Joystick.
There you
That's
go.
right.
We have the pleasure of revealing tonight's winners to you fine folks at home. But not just yet. See, this year's Golden Joysticks is a particularly special occasion as we're celebrating 50 years of commercial.
¿Me has
video
fallado?
games.
¿Por qué, Paco?
It's
Tú
why
nunca me
we've
fallas.
all been voting in two new bound-to-be controversial categories to crown the ultimate game of all time and the best gaming hardware of all time. Of all time.
All time.
Muy mal, muy mal.
I'm sure that those won't cause any debate.
Me has prometido que
To find
vendría
out more
sobria,
about
muy
how
mal.
we went from
Yo este
arcade
los hago
machines
sobria.
to horse
Ya
armored
los
DLC
guays
and
vienen-
4 million people watching a MOBA.
Vienen
we
ya
put
en
together
diciembre,
a
ya sabéis.
documentary to ease you in ahead of the main show. We did.
Did not know about the documentary.
That's right here.
But I will say this, I love a bit of ancient history.
¿Y esta mañana cuántas...?
Nathan Drake.
Hola,
That's
Nupix, ¿qué
so
tal?
funny.
Okay, sorry.
Yo también acabo de llegar de currar y he venido corriendo. De hecho, voy con 10
The early
minutos de retraso.
1970s were a seismic time for gaming.
¿Por qué
featuring
Nolan North
events
está
so huge,
desenfocado,
so
señores?
important that they would never be seen again. Firstly, I was born. Secondly, a little thing called computer space came out and quite literally changed the game.
Vale, por lo que veo no me había perdido mucho. ¿Eh? Siempre el puto Resident Evil 4. Sí está
Thanks, Nolan.
desenfocado.
It's Alicia talking now. We couldn't afford Nolan for the whole thing. Anyway, Computer Space was indeed the first commercially available, i.e. UK, video game,
No,
and
no,
it
no.
brought to life
Está
the thrills
desenfocado.
and spills of space battle like never before.
Y yo pensaba que esto está hecho
Suddenly,
por
everywhere you
profesionales,
looked,
pero ya
there was
ve que no.
black and white geometry grabbing the attention of people in a way no maths lesson ever could. Unless you were a games developer, of course.
I played pinball in a dark arcade in Tucson,
John
Arizona, called
Romero,
Spanky's, and they
en
had at least
persona,
30 pinball games
gran
on one wall, and I played
creador
almost every day in the
de
summer of 1975. And then, during that summer, this big machine that was called Dune Buggy appeared on the opposite
está
wall,
envejeciendo muy mal
and
este
it
señor,
was such a surreal
Las cosas
looking,
hay que decirlas.
machine. It was an electromechanical game that used blacklight and had a big moving platter inside of it, physically moving parts. And then after that was Pong. So Pong appeared, and then all of these black and white video games in the 70s basically started populating the other wall in Spanky's, and the pinball machines started to disappear.
We saw queues for the original Taito Space Invader machines in pubs. There would be a cabinet in the fish and chip shop.
Hay un arcade aquí,
Anywhere where you're likely to hang around. I really
en el
love
pueblo donde
Williams
vive
Defender. Really
Armario
nice,
Bros, por
beautiful
cierto.
game.
By that time in my life, I had already been playing complicated,
vale, no,
sophisticated
tranqui, si yo tengo el
war
chat ahí
games
a
and
dos
simulation games. It was
a
really
dos
not
bandas,
the
no os
mass
preocupéis.
market. I would sometimes see my friends that I would play with, they would get tired of all of the
Donde vive Armario
operational
Bros,
aspects of
en
running a game
Baracaldo
like that.
hay un
And they
centro
would just sort of
comercial
drift off
y
and
tiene
go
un
back to
pedazo de
watching
arcade del
television because it was
Space
so
Invaders
convenient
que
and so
flipáis. Además,
easy to
plan
use.
que tú lo
But I
vas
knew
ahí
that television
con
was
la
dumbing me
pistolita,
down.
es
I
muy
thought,
guapo.
okay, how do we make games that have the look and feel of television, but that we don't have to operate ourselves?
There were a lot of derivative games as well, like Galaxian and things like that, but it was a very energetic industry. There were a lot of things in those early days, from the arcade machines and then on home machines.
When I was 5 years old, in
Yeah, claro,
1978, I was brought up in Hong Kong, so it was quite kind of gadget focused, and my optician told my parents, because I had a squint, to buy this new thing that had just been brought to the market, and it happened to be Pong. The optician said
Todo
to
el
my
mundo me juega
parents
al
to
Pong.
buy
A
this
ese en concreto
machine
yo no, me pilla un poco
and get me
pequeña,
to
pero-
play it covering up my good eye and using my
Pero
squint
en algunas de sus
eye
versiones sí.
to exercise that eye. And that was my first games experience.
When I first saw Wizardry 1, it was as if somebody had brought D&D to life, and seeing this thing, they're like this, basically there's a wizard's cauldron, and seeing these, the steam rise up from the cauldron was whatever amazing technology has really wowed people this year and made them go, oh my God, that's what happened to me. And it was a truly life-changing moment. I
En
knew at that
principio me ha
moment
dicho
that
que
was
me va a
the thing
dejar
that
de
I
fondo.
needed to do more than anything
También.
else.
It was the enjoyment of a new way of interacting.
The 70s was a
No sé
strange
si va a poner
time.
algo. En
Everything was
principio
brown for a
solamente me ha
start,
dicho que me
and
dejaba de
everyone was
fondo.
legally required to have a moustache. But more importantly,
Ravna, si
there
estás
was
ahí,
an
hace una señal,
explosion
enseña la
in
patita.
video gaming almost everywhere you looked, and innovation blew up alongside it. Jerry Lawson's team pioneered swappable cartridges and pause screens with the Fairchild F.
Y yo a los
Arcade
morenotes
Supremo and
grandotes
Computer
de
Space
brazacos
co-creator Nolan Bushnell
del
entered
de
the
los
home
eventos
fray
de
with the
Xbox
Atari
también.
VCS. Told you there was a lot of
¿Me
brown,
vais a hacer un
meaning that you
repaso
could play
por
all
toda
the
la
hits
historia
at
de los
home?
videojuegos?
Kind
¿En
of.
serio?
A million other games and machines hit the streets, and generally everything was going great. America even faced a quarter shortage due to Space Invaders. Things were going well.
Hostia, Lete.
Perhaps too well.
When we think of the 1980s, we think big money and even bigger hair. But it was a fictional plumber, not a Wall Street trader, who would show where real fortunes could be found.
Y llega Nintendo.
The 80s saw the birth of one of popular culture's true stars, Mario.
Estamos
and
en el
his
festival de
brother, that
videojuegos,
other
pero aquí
guy.
se dan premios.
Anyway, the release
Lo que
of
pasa es que
Super
como
Mario
van a
Bros.
dar
on the NES or
el premio al
Famicom
mejor
in
juego
Japan
de la
in
historia,
1985 saw a whole new
entiendo
world
que por eso van a hacer un
unspooling
repaso
before our
por
eyes,
todos
creating a behemoth which endures to
juegos.
this day. But Super Mario
por la
Bros.
historia de los
wasn't the
videojuegos.
only game to make the NES hardware sing.
We did Elite on the NES, which was a challenge because you've got, I think it's 2K of video memory. So there are a lot of big challenges there. And that's a version that I think we're both very proud
Es que a
of.
esa,
a lot of
esa
those
la
early NES
mamita es la
games
que le mola a
were
Paco.
really
La que
tour de
tiene
force in terms of
la
what we
cabeza
got out of
rapada,
the
media
hardware.
cabeza
In
rapada,
fact, the
más que
NES
yo.
was so successful that it's credited with reviving an industry which had suffered a supposed terminal decline in 1983.
When Atari imploded, basically it sent a message And the public decided, oh,
Este
that was a
señor es
stupid
como
thing,
Ragnar,
and it's over.
haciendo
It
las
made it
cosas
really
desde el
tough
coche.
through the mid-80s. We're waiting for the medium to
Trabajando.
grow into its adult form and what it
Ragnar,
needs to
un
be.
besito. Eso es que te quiero
Again,
mucho.
and that's not really about better arcade games. It's about getting to the point where, okay, great, now you've got
Y es
optical
que
disk
no puedo hacer
storage.
eso.
Now you've got
Apenas
an
puedo hablar
internet.
por teléfono
Now you
mientras
have every
conduzco.
machine having its own
Poder hacer
graphics
una...
processing chip. Okay, now we're really talking. And,
El Deep
you know,
Down, el
again,
mejor juego de la
it took some time
historia.
for
No
all
me
that.
acuerdo cuáles estaban
So, with
nominados. Se
Mario
podía
kindly rescuing
votar,
the
¿eh?
industry, we were happy to soldier on into our current bright future. Except
Lo hace
that's
todo en el
not
coche,
the
sí.
whole story. Remember
Totalmente.
this guy?
Hello, my name is David Braben.
Turns out that in 1984, he and fellow programmer Ian Bell had cooked up something equally as important on so-called
Incluso
home
Anubis hasta
computers.
concibió
That game was elite.
a su hijo en el
And with
coche.
it, they invented the future.
Before I came to university, I'd done some 3D
Te hace
graphics.
café, tiene la
I was
ropa,
quite
sí, sí, sí.
naive then, because I'd got it working, and I assumed there would be loads of people doing a lot more than that. And when I saw what was around, particularly on the BBC Micro, and how it wasn't 3D, I thought, oh, that's interesting. A lot of the games out there were amazingly similar to each other. Very sort of derivative and repetitious, the free life at 10,000 and all of those, that mindset, you have 3 lives. Both of
Y aquí
us
empezaron
had
los
this
shooters.
hatred for score because it's such an arbitrary thing, and I said, well, why can't we just call it money and then decide what you spend your score on? That, I think, was probably the pivotal thing, because then so many other things flowed from it. Because the other thing that I thought, playing games like Space Invaders and even Defender, is why do I care?
Sí.
Why am I killing all of these poor, helpless things that are going across the screen? And and I thought, well, you don't really. What you're caring about is seeing whether you can get a slightly higher score than you did last time. It didn't feel that it had the engagement you got from a different game like Philosopher's Quest, thinking, all right, I've picked up a key, I wonder what that key's for, or whatever. It's getting that level of thinking into a game where you're physically flying around, where I thought, well, trading is an obvious thing to do. Then so many other things flowed from it, and you only think, well, all right, what about people who, they're obviously bounty hunters. If you express score as money, then it's obviously some sort of bounty.
Me encantan
And
estos
so
juegos de
it
los 80
snowballed like that.
que son un falso 3D.
It was like, how are they doing this? And how are they creating such an enormous universe of stories and characters and personalities? And you can have dogfights with the cop.
My earliest memory is of helping my dad play Elite. I was about 2 years old. He had an Acorn Electron. I sat on his lap. Every now and then, I got to press the M key to fire a missile.
To get
Para que gane el
a
Zelda.
3D
El Breath of the
world,
Wild,
3D
además,
graphics,
seguro.
and the volume of content, it just blew our minds that was even possible.
It felt to me like this limitless game. It was amazing.
It was just
Mira, estoy a la muerte.
so ahead of its time, and obviously. The start of 3D, which,
espero que esto no dure 3 horas porque yo estoy sin
We
cenar.
did know we had
Acabo de
something very
llegar.
special quite early on, because obviously we were also big fans of games, and there was nothing at all like it.
Qué grande, Anubis.
With games,
Los
consoles
pros de Halo
flourishing
mientras
and
estábamos
home
sentados de
computers
nos
allowing
sacamos los
students to
eventos. Muy
create
grande,
entire
Anubis.
worlds in their time off, the industry began to grow at a rapid rate. And all those players needed more games
Sí,
than
eso
just the
es.
platform holders
Esta
could
es
give
la...
them. Even the invention
La
of the
turbografía,
greatest
PCG.
game of all time, Tetris, wasn't enough to sate the masses. One of those people who saw this
Madre
need was
mía,
an
Tetris.
American businessman named
Ya
Trip
queda.
Hawkins. You may not know his name, but you definitely know the company he founded.
I always knew I wanted to make sports games before I started EA. When I started EA, everybody knew that it was kind of Trip's
El
hobby.
creador de EA
In fact,
es
when
como
I started
Ragnar,
doing
trabaja en
Madden,
el coche.
and it fell behind schedule, and a lot of people thought it was never going to get finished, and it wouldn't be very good, and it became known to the company as Trip's Folly. So
Oh yeah, Madden. Whatever happened to that?
I heard about Sega's plan to launch the first good 16-bit console, and they were going to launch it in Japan in 1988. And I thought, wow, that would be a good platform for us. And but I didn't want to be part of their licensing program. I never have liked, and I still don't like, these walled garden platforms with these big taxes up front.
Lo sé.
And so I thought, well, hey, why don't we just reverse
Tenéis vuestra
engineer
oficina en el coche.
the Sega Genesis, and then we can publish our own games. And we figured out how to do all that. It took like a year and a half altogether. and were ready to come to market with their first games. And I thought, you know, just to be a responsible CEO, I should probably go talk to Sega and see if we can figure out a way to be a good partner with them instead of having to, you know, fight a big lawsuit. And they were accommodating and willing, because I had already been going around behind the scenes talking to a lot of other developers about working with us.
El creador de está en el coche viendo cómo los niños compran paquetes de jugadores y dicen, mira, tengo otro Joystick.
The Mega Drive, or Genesis, if you like. Despite being originally released in 1988, has there ever been a machine more in step with 1990s swaggering batitude?
The 1990s were a time of great change. Hedgehogs were blue, for instance. But for all the drama associated with Senate hearings, street fighting, or doomed Space Marines, one company quietly emerged to change video games forever. You may have heard of it.
And that company was Atari with the Jaguar. No. That company was Sony with the PlayStation, of course.
Ooh.
But before we get to that colossus, let's get back to Sonic, who finally gave Sega a mascot to rival Mario after this chump couldn't get it done. Crucially, it also gave Sega a truly great game, one that would capture the imagination of players all over the world. Just as well, because Nintendo released a little thing called the Super Nintendo, and with it, another little thing called Super Mario World. Oh, and also the home version of Street Fighter 2.
Games were very much social, but in the living room. So all we seemed to play in our student flat was Street Fighter 2.
The perfect competitive game. Just perfection.
It started a one-on-one fighting game boom, and soon many imitators followed in its wake. Mortal Kombat, Body Blows, Way of the Warrior, Rise of the Robots. For many players, just having a home version of a Street Fighter 2 or a Mortal Kombat was enough, despite their relative shortcomings. One company, however, decided to do things a different way.
La Neo Geo. SNK siempre a su rollo. Pero es que la Neo Geo era en plan el arcade en tu casa. Y eso era caro, no lo sé.
化していけるかっていうところがまず大きなコンセプトとしてありました。ソフトウェアの開発自体は実はアーケード版も、AES 版も MVS 版も差はなくて、ソフトウェアの開発自体の負担はほとんどなかったんですけれども、大きなコンセプトとしてはそういうことですね。アーケードクオリティを家庭に持っていこうというコンセプト。
Whilst SNK was busy building near-mythical arcade machines for the home, approximately 3 billion versions of Street Fighter 2 followed, including Street Fighter 2 Turbo, again on the SNES, which retailed at $5 million. Despite this, people loved it. Particularly this man.
I played that so much. Oh my god, what a great game.
Who, you may know, went on to co-create one of the most important games ever.
Han envejecido fatal. O sea, lo siento mucho, pero Romero ha envejecido fatal.
1993 felt to me like a really bad year to be a game developer if you were not involved with Myst or you were not involved with Doom. Because it was like you just knew, no matter which way you looked, that you were suddenly so far behind.
And we had a lot of practice before we were making Doom. Like in 1991, we made 12 games. I didn't know that games took years to make, because I was making games in a month, you know. But the new stuff, we decided to give it a lot more time to make it really good. And Wolfenstein was the first game that we did that. And then for us, it was like, okay, this proves we spend more time on a game and we release it when it's finished. Good results. And then we did that with Doom, and then with Doom it was like, okay, let's do that, but let's also make the best thing that we can imagine playing.
Yo pretendía que ver una entrega de premios, pero estamos viendo lo que viene a ser
Carmack
la
in the press
historia
release
de los
said Wolfenstein is primitive, Doom is being made the right way. Because that's how we felt every time we made a new game. It's just like, that last game is crap, we got to beat it with this new game. And Doom was really fun.
Que el Doom de hace 30 años es de Xbox, no, obviamente. Pero según la mentalidad de ahora de que Deathloop, siendo exclusivo de PlayStation, es de Xbox, pues todo es de Xbox.
I found on a shareware disc. I played that with my brother and I played it
Me
with my
acuerdo
dad.
lo de la
And I think
muela,
you
es
only
verdad.
had a certain number of levels.
Enoja,
It was only
bueno,
like the
pues nada.
first section. But I think
a
from the
recuperarse.
get-go, I just loved the feeling of Doom. You'd had that.
Claro.
It was really interesting musically
Qué
as well.
trono.
There was really insistent in the music. Even the noises, I can still remember them now. The noises of those big silver doors going up and down. There's a sound iconography to Doom that I think I will never forget.
Doom, of course, upset all the usual suspects who thought video games were warping children's minds via shooting imaginary demons or watching digitized punches,
Red blood spurting out.
or seeing low-res FMV on ill-advised CD format add-ons. Even the US federal government got involved because they obviously didn't have much else going
Entonces
on in the
lo dicen desde
1990s.
Microsoft porque es en Windows,
Soon,
correcto.
however, all that noise would fade into insignificance as cometh the hour, cometh the bazillion-dollar entertainment and manufacturing company.
I'm going to ask Sony Computer Entertainment President.
Ahí está la presentación de la
Seaway to
PlayStation.
join me for
No lo mino, ya, con eso me vale. Tranquilo. Suficiente, tú recupérate.
Sony has an incredibly strong brand, especially then. You know, even Howard Lincoln, the president of Nintendo, told me later that, wow, it was pretty easy for us as Nintendo to compete with Sega, but Sony's a totally different thing. You know, their brand is so strong. Ken Kutaragi was a brilliant leader who not only designed the chipset, but he also led the business through its early critical stages. And then Sony put $2 billion on the table to start that business. And neither 3DO nor any of our partners had any capacity for that kind of spending. And so it was really just only a matter of time before Sony would, you know, basically start to dominate the industry. And that included pushing Nintendo into a lower position and pushing Sega out of the business as well.
The PlayStation was a phenomenon, positioning itself as a grown-up games machine for cool people. who
Mira,
went to
mira,
clubs
mira,
and such.
buah. La presentación de la Play fue una fiestaza, ¿eh?
Whilst Sega struggled with the ill-fated
Saturn.
Saturn, and Nintendo waited patiently for genius designer Shigeru Miyamoto to finish the admittedly quite good Super Mario 64 so they could launch the N64, Sony stole a march with incredible titles such as Ridge Racer, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, and about 1 million others you know and love today.
On the PlayStation and then the PlayStation 2, you've got the golden age of Japanese RPGs. Final Fantasy VII is in the top 5 most important games ever made. Final Fantasy VIII is fun and incredibly stupid, but it shows developers at their most ambitious. And Final Fantasy IX is like a great big hug in a video game form.
I think we got Tomb Raider 2 and the Lost World game and Crash Bandicoot. And I think we only had those games for 3 or 4 months. So suddenly those games we just played religiously. We learned them inside and out. Like, I think my muscles maybe still know that like 27 symbol password to unlock everything in Crash Bandicoot. I have very, very strong memories of playing Crash, playing Tomb Raider, trying to get anywhere in that Lost World game, which was really, really difficult. But it was something that I loved and something that my brother loved as well. So it's something that we shared, which I think was really, really important for our relationship.
It wasn't just console players having a brilliant time either. PC owners were being wowed by the Quake series, Unreal Tournament, and genre-defining shooter Half-Life, as well as getting their hands on 3D accelerator cards.
3DFX PC accelerators. So powerful, it's kind of ridiculous.
It'll never catch on. Sadly, the 90s was also the decade where video games lost a true icon, with the tragic death of legendary Nintendo designer Gunpei Yokoi in a traffic accident. Yokoi was responsible for the creation of the beloved Game & Watch handheld series, developed the famous cross-shaped D-pad, and was instrumental in the design of the Game Boy. Yokoi's design philosophy continues to be essential to Nintendo's continued success, and his legacy will live forever.
Murió joven, ¿eh?
As the 1990s drew to a close, Sony emerged as the top dog in an industry controlled by Nintendo for a very long time. Sega went back to the drawing board in 1998 with the absolutely brilliant Dreamcast, but no one bought it because things aren't fair. Nintendo had a string of absolutely golden exclusives, but simply couldn't compete with PlayStation's third-party lineup and lower production costs. And Sony wasn't finished yet.
The 2000s saw the rise of console multiplayer games, bringing with it a rich and deep legacy of people cursing at strangers on the internet. Beyond that, however, a quiet revolution was taking place, one that would change the entire medium. That's right, I was cast in Uncharted. And some other stuff happened as well.
Handsome and modest. But Uncharted was a little while off yet, and in the meantime, Sony followed its ultra-successful PlayStation with the even more mind-bogglingly successful PlayStation 2. Released to enormous fanfare in 2000, the machine and its built-in DVD player ensured every person on Earth had a copy of The Matrix, whilst driving Sega out of the hardware business entirely. Like its predecessor, the PlayStation 2 enjoyed enormous third-party support, and the hits just kept coming. SSX Tricky made snowboarding fun. Metal Gear Solid 2 introduced everyone to what a meme was. Pro Evolution Soccer dominated university dorms in developed countries. And a little game called Grand Theft Auto 3 hit the streets.
What I think
Tienen a ir a Charlie Sheen. No insultes a Charlie Sheen, por favor.
Believing a video game world, even though it's clearly all smoke and mirrors. And I think the thing that ties it all together in that game is the radio.
Tonight, the TV event that will make history, Liberty City Survivor.
GTA was really, for me, phenomenally important, you know, and again, because I can't drive, I just drove around.
It seemed that Sony could do no wrong, but a vibrant upstart underdog with a market cap of just $550 billion would soon show that the Japanese firm
¿Ves? En el 2001 llegó Microsoft presentando la Xbox. Coño, con The Rock.
In 2001, Microsoft launched the original Xbox, and what the design lacked in grace, it more than made up for in features. A built-in hard drive, Ethernet support, 4 controller ports, and later Xbox Live meant that the Xbox was the machine to jump into the then blossoming world of online console gaming. It also had the perfect exclusives to drive sales: Halo and Halo 2.
I need a weapon.
And Fusion Frenzy. Soon, something which used to almost exclusively be the preserve of PC players was available to anyone with an Xbox, a headset, and a predilection for anger. With a few quick button presses, you were able to snap necks in Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, or drive your warthog over foes in Halo 2. Nintendo, well, you could play Resident Evil, and it had a carrying handle. Cheers.
Y el remake del 1. Todo bien. Ahí, con la 3.
As the 6th console generation came to a close, the 7th promised to take things to a new level altogether. Microsoft debuted the Xbox 360 in 2005, building upon the strength of its Xbox Live service with hits like Gears of War, whilst also introducing Xbox Live Arcade.
In a big way on the 360, Microsoft justified the existence of downloadable games, and that helped to justify the existence of downloadable add-ons. You know, you look at the start of the 360 generation, and I think Xbox Live Arcade games had to be like under 200 megabytes. And then by the end of that generation, we were downloading full-size games. Multi-disc games like Mass Effect 2 and 3 were available as downloads and stuff. And that's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Sony, meanwhile, launched the PlayStation 3 in 2006.
Y aquí empezó la toxicidad, para mí,
It had a slow start, not helped by the fact that it cost more than a wedding on the moon.
$599 US.
And its online services were nowhere near those of the 360. Soon, however, it found its rhythm.
Although the PlayStation 3 struggled, it was ultimately
el juego por el que yo me compré la PlayStation 3.
Arguably the best console ever made.
Massive exclusives like Uncharted and Metal Gear Solid 4 ensured it had something different to offer, whilst also housing multiplayer classics such as Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and GTA 4. Meanwhile, PC players were witnessing the twin joys of Steam and Half-Life 2's Gravity Gun and generally scoffing at everyone else. Nintendo, on the other hand, would surprise everyone with a machine codenamed Revolution. You know it better as the Wii Sports Machine.
Ay, la Wii.
And that was one of those
Grandes
successful
juegos,
things that brought everyone together, parents
pero
and grandparents, and it was genius that was free with the console as well. And looking at it now, kind of madness that they managed to do it, and I love the hype around it.
Wii and its pack-in title brought gaming to people who had
No,
never
no
dreamed
es
of picking up a
porque
traditional
se demostró
controller.
que la gente no
So
siempre
too would a little device which would literally change the world.
no siempre gana, sino que la gente no acepta la derrota, que es diferente.
The 2010s? What was that all about? Let's find out.
The 2010s, as you'll no doubt remember unless you're not legally old enough to watch this show, was where the App Store asserted mobile dominance.
The iOS ecosystem and App Store really was a game changer when that started to mature and people moved away from BlackBerry's
Las gafas de esta señora me parece
distribution.
del siglo
Forget
pasado.
about discovery because that's
Bueno, de hace 2
obviously an
siglos,
issue
por lo
now, but the
menos.
ease of distribution
De señora mayor.
for smaller companies making smaller scale games
Y más
perhaps at
grandes
that
no pueden
time,
ser,
I think was a real game changer, literally, particularly in the UK where you had a lot of people who were using
Ay,
the
los Worms.
console games experience,
Hace
development
poco jugué a los
experience,
Worms
because
que
we
me
are
lo
one of the
pasé.
birthplaces of the industry globally, and bringing that experience
Sí,
and that
pasado, no, de
heritage
hace
to
2
other
siglos. No, el siglo
platforms and to
pasado me he
other
quedado
kinds of
corta.
games. And I have always been a mobile handheld gaming fan.
Sony released a console people could develop for, and Microsoft went mad with the TV-focused Xbox One before going unmad with the Xbox One X. Nintendo, meanwhile, launched the hugely successful Switch, a machine which is a testament to the company's philosophy, as well as the genius of its late CEO, Satoru Iwata. But whilst the manufacturers were all doing well, it was digital platforms which changed the world. Platform-agnostic games such as Fortnite established dominance. Minecraft continued to be Minecraft. Roblox launched and quietly devoured the world. And social gaming really hit its zenith.
Bueno, venga. 50 años de juego.
Wow.
How enlightening.
Yes, we hope that whet your appetite for an evening of hotly contested awards and exclusive trailers. We will also be joined by tons of talented hosts and special guests, including winners from last year's show that I know will be keen to pass on the torch to this year's victors.
Yes, they will. But before we get to the juicy stuff, we need to step away for a moment, catch our breaths, maybe get a swig of water?
Yeah.
Something stronger? I don't know. Because it's been a taxing few minutes here as your host. So relax, enjoy the fancy intro graphics, and please don't go anywhere.
Cuidado con el Hitman. Cuidado con el Hitman. Yo venía a ver unos premios también, o sea, si lo sé, me estaba penando, coño. Y no venía corriendo. Mira, tu juego favorito, Paco. Gracias,
Welcome
Minoja,
back
por
to
el
the
spam.
39th Annual Golden Joystick Awards. If you're just joining us, I'm Nolan North, and this is my dear friend and co-host, Emily Rose. Over the next hour, we're going to be revealing
No
the
está
winners
nominado,
that you
Ravnar.
have
No
been
está
voting for
nominado.
over the past 6 weeks and
Pero
celebrating
sería
our
gracioso.
beloved medium with some of its brightest stars.
This year we're celebrating 50 years of commercial video games, which is why we've introduced 2 new categories. The ultimate game of all time. That's a big category.
Ultimate game.
And the best gaming hardware of all time.
Yes, and to celebrate
El
this
mejor
milestone,
hardware de toda la historia, ¿eh? No solamente se elige el mejor juego de la historia, sino el mejor hardware, barra consola, barra lo que fuera, ¿vale?
Not in the script.
No? Okay.
Enjoy this incredible performance from our Golden Joystick Awards collective as they take you through the last 50 years of video game music.
Joder. El Forza creo que sí que estaba nominado. El Outrun, tío. ¿Street Fighter? ¡Sí! Es que es mítico ese. Esa es la de Gail, ¿eh? Era muy buena. Yo de hecho la tengo puesta en el Tetris 99. Hostia, el State of Rage. Ah, este es el GTA, vale. El original. Metal Gear. Hostia, la de Tomb Raider, qué buena. Ponen Silent Hill, no ponen Resident Evil. Muy mal, muy mal, muy mal, muy mal. Me voy a cagar en alguien. Sí, sí, está haciendo temazos, ¿eh? ¿A qué ponen la del 4? A ver, aquí la Yamaoka es mucho mejor. Obviously. ¿A dónde va ese señor sin instrumentos de viento pegados a la pared? Hostia, Uncharted y Bloodborne, cuidado. La banda sonora de Uncharted es muy buena. Vale, Minoja, te dejo, ¿eh? Solo porque eres tú. Pero me pones la del Final 7, que ya se me están poniendo los pelos de punta. Ya, ¿verdad, Paco? Te tenían que haber avisado a ti. Esto es Mass Effect, ¿no? No, es Halo. Esa chica me da miedo. Hostia, el Fall Guys. Han llamado a Troy Baker, ¿eh? Se me está poniendo lo peor de puta también. Es que hostia, las tofas. Es muy intenso. Es que termina con los colores de las tofas, tío. Es que qué bueno, qué bueno. Sí. Buenas, Josué. Tranquilo que no te has perdido nada, que todavía no han empezado a dar ningún puto premio y llevamos una hora, ¿sabes? Así que tranquilo.
We just make the jump.
Do it now?
We pull the ripcord, count to 10. Okay? Here is the award for best storytelling.
To run through the nominees and announce our winner, please welcome a supremely talented writer of video games, books, and comics, Sam Maggs.
Hi there, I'm Sam Maggs, and I'm a video game writer with credits on games like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Call of Duty Vanguard. And I'm here today to present our Golden Joysticks winner for Best Storytelling. Now, as you can imagine, this is a subject very close to my heart, and although I do feel like maybe 90% of my job is often just writing 3,000 different ways to say the word reloading in a spreadsheet, I promise that that's not all game writing is, and in fact, storytelling in games can run the gamut of emotions and have a deep impact on players. And this year's short list of Golden Joystick Best Storytelling nominees
Pues vete a jugar al Dark Souls, Paco, si quieres. Nadie te obliga a estar aquí.
to everything in between. This year's nominees are...
Vale, mejor historia.
Tales of Arise,
Tales of Arise.
Life is Strange,
Life is
True
Strange.
Colors, Psychonauts,
Psychonauts 2.
Wilder Myth,
Este será el indie de este año.
Chicory, A Colorful Tale,
Los minis tiene... Se lo tendría que llevar. Tiene una historia brutal. Aunque no me la he jugado.
And the winner
Pero tiene una
is-
historia brutal.
Life is Strange.
¡Oh, qué raro!
Thank you so much to all the players and fans for voting for us and for playing our game. It is an honor and a privilege to be writing for the Life is Strange franchise and to be part of such a sincere and thoughtful and inclusive community. You are the reason that we do what we do, so to receive this award from you is tremendously meaningful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are so honored to accept this award on behalf of the whole writing team for Life is Strange True Colors. Ryan Clements, DeAndre Warwick, and
Buah,
Mallory
pero
Littleton.
enormes, enormes.
And we also want to thank everyone at Square Enix, particularly Philip Lawrence, who is a brilliant storyteller and was an invaluable shepherd for us this whole project.
Pero se los lleva
Being
todos
writers
los
at Deck
años.
Nine
Todos
is
los...
the greatest job in the world. Words can't fully express how much love we have for the games we get to make and the people we
diré,
get to make them with.
todos los
But
Life
we
is
hope that
Strange
some
se han
small
llevado el
portion of that
premio
love
a la
comes
mejor
through to the
historia.
players.
O la
I wanna
mejor
thank Erica
narrativa,
Moore,
como lo queréis llamar.
who is a creative force of nature and one of the best actors we've ever worked with. She helped us discover who Alex could be, and without her, the story wouldn't have been the same. True Colors started 4 years ago. It was a Word doc on my laptop, and then it became a conversation among us, and then with Square, and the rest is history. And when I think about all of the people who touched this project, who put a piece of their soul into it, and to have you, the fans, vote for us and love it as much as we have,
Porque Crossfire X todavía no
it's
se ha
incredibly
estrenado.
humbling.
No,
and we
no ha
are so
salido.
grateful. So thank
Sí,
you.
no se lo llevaba, por supuesto.
Huge congrats to
Remedy,
the
vamos.
folks at Deck 9.
En cuanto a
Now
contar
we're throwing
historias,
it over
somos
to our
cracks.
next host to present the award for Best Multiplayer Game.
A ver, mejor juego multijugador.
Hey, Joe Walsh, lead game designer in Mediatonic here. Last year, it was an honor for us to take home the Best Multiplayer Game Golden Joystick Award for our title, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. We know maybe better than anyone the chaos and the unpredictability that comes with releasing your multiplayer game out into the wild. And this year's Best Multiplayer Game Golden Joystick Award celebrates the efforts of those developers who have conquered that chaos to release something truly special over the past 12 months. This year's shortlist also celebrates the variety of games available. We have everything from Pixar-esque platformer to Viking survival adventure and blood-curdling medieval warfare. The nominees for Best Multiplayer Game are...
Vale, a ver.
Chivalry 2.
Vale.
It Takes Two. Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood, juegazo. Me lo he pasado ya.
Valheim.
Valheim es cooperativo.
Deathloop.
Deathloop no es cooperativo. No es multiplayer.
Naraka Blade Point.
A la cabeza en sí.
And the winner is... It Takes Two.
Vale.
Hello,
this is Joseph Fares, game director for It Takes Two. Me and my team are extremely honored, excited, I don't know, fucked up happy about winning the Best Multiplayer Award of the Golden Joystick. It's especially fun because the fans are voting this. I mean, what more can you ask for? So thank you again, and me and the team will have a crazy party tonight, let me tell you that. Take care, and see you next year when we win the next award. It's not gonna be next year, but in 2-3 years, who knows?
Joder.
Okay, just
Es
waiting for
que
my
este tío no se
co-op
puede
partner before
callar,
we
de
go
verdad.
over to
Qué
the
boca
next
chancla.
award. What are you doing, Noel? What are you doing?
Well, Emily, it's Best Audio up next, and I, for one, want to make a good impression. A little vocal warm-up. So, here's Simon Bennett from Roll7 to run us through some of the greatest sounding games of the past 12 months.
Qué grande es, no.
Hi there, I'm Simon Bennett from Roll7, and I'm here to present the Golden Joystick Award for Best Audio. Music is a key pillar of all of our titles at Roll7, and we work with remarkable musicians from around the planet to
Creo que aquí
infuse
estaba
flow
nominado
into
Village,
all
el
of
mejor
our
audio.
games. Over the course
Si
of
no
the
recuerdo
evening,
mal.
you're going to get to hear snippets of Ollie Ollie World's fantastic new soundtrack, so just look out for the logo at the bottom of the screen. It's been an incredible 12 months for game audio. It's been used to soundtrack everything from the unsettling interiors of Castle Dimitrescu to the wistful hoverbike rides of Sable.
¿Por qué no podemos ir al
The
grano?
diversity of styles that video game musicians can create is something to behold, and it's reflected in this year's stellar shortlist. It's bursting at the seams with talent. And this year's nominees are...
Gracias.
The Artful Escape,
Lycans!
Resident Evil Village,
We thank you for waiting.
Venga, vamos. El resto es mierda.
Little
Hostia, el
Nightmares 2,
Tenimers.
Jet the Far Shore,
Returnal también tiene un audio buenísimo, ¿eh?
and the winner is Resident Evil Village.
Oh yeah.
はい、この度は本当に嬉しい報告をいただきました。
渡る八尺
ゴールデンジョイスティックアワードの、ベストオーディオバイオハザードビレッジで、いただくことができました。ありがとうございます。この度は、プロジェクトチーム、サウンドメンバー一同、外部パートナーの、方を代表して、皆様に感謝申し上げたいと思います。
Por supuesto, a muerte con vosotros, como siempre.
僕らこれからも、一生懸命皆さんの期待に応えられるような面白い作品をたくさん作っていきたいと思っております。
Venga.
これからも引き続き応援の方よろしくお願いします。この度は本当にありがとうございました。
Venga, que tienes que ponerte con el pragmata, tío. Que vais tarde ya.
Visual design rewards games for their technical excellence, or for looking. I mean, how do you say?
Wow.
Chupitos no hay en este.
Let's throw it over to our next host.
Y menos sin cenar, tío. No, esos son en los.
Hey there, I'm
los
Sam Lovish
tochos.
from Games Radar. It's been an incredible year for visual design in games, with so many stunning digital worlds for us to experience. If you appreciate the craft and love that goes into bringing each one of them to life, you need to check out the games on this list. And the nominees are...
Visual design, a ver. Ratchet & Clank.
Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Psychonauts 2.
¿Vale?
The Artful Escape. Little Nightmares 2. Hitman 3.
Hitman 3, o sea, yo que esté en Hitman o por aquí, yo flipo.
And Genesis Noir.
Se ha llevado el premio al mejor audio, Josué.
And the winner is... Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
Sí, Ratchet & Clank, obviamente.
Hey everyone, I'm Grant Hollis, the art director on Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We are honored to have Rift Apart win this year's Golden Joystick Award for Best Visual Design.
A ver,
We love this franchise,
and
El
it's
único que
been
le
a blast
podía
creating all these
hacer algún
amazing
tipo de
alien
sombra
worlds.
era
On
Psychonauts
behalf of the
2.
art team and everyone here at Insomniac Games,
siento mucho.
thanks for playing.
Congratulations to Insomniac Games.
All right, it's time to get a little spooky now with an exclusive trailer for LKA's Martha.
Pero este juego, ¿cuándo sale el Martha is Dead? Que tiene una pinta brutal.
Peggy 18.
Y es italiano. ¿Cómo que los maletines? No lo sé, tío. Llegué a leer que ya había salido. Fíjate. Pero todavía no ha salido. Yo creo que para el año que viene ya. Además este creo que solamente sale para la nueva generación. Pero tiene pinta de ser creepy a más no poder. ¿La ves? 24 de febrero del 2022. Ah, no. Sale para esta también. ¡Qué majos!
Okay, it's time to round up some of this year's most interesting awards. And stand by, because these are coming at you fast.
Let's start with Best Game Expansion, a hotly contested battle between games that added significant new updates or DLC. The nominees are...
A ver, la mejor
The
expansión.
Outer Worlds,
¡Wow!
Murder on Arizona,
Ghost of Tsushima, por favor.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Bueno, si
Integrated
llegan al Final
Intermission,
Fantasy, bien.
Doom
Ghost
Eternal,
of Tsushima o
The
Final
Ancient
Fantasy.
Gods Part 2. Ghost of Tsushima Iki Island Expansion. Super Mario 3D World Plus. Bowser's Fury. The Sims 4 Cottage Living. And the winner is Ghost of Tsushima Iki Island Expansion.
Obviously, es que vamos.
Hey, it's
Se nos
Jeff
folla
and
todo.
Brian from Sucker Punch.
Y
And
no
we
lo
just
juego
want to
todavía.
say how much we
Lo
appreciate
quería ver,
winning
es
our
que lo tengo ahí
very
para el
first
Black
ever
Friday por
Golden
40
Joystick.
pavos, el
First in
directo
the
Scat.
history of the studio.
Yeah, you know, it was really exciting to be able to go back and explore more of Jin's history on Iki Island and, you know, add in a bunch of new content, animals, Easter eggs, you know, and really this was a whole team effort working from home for a full year.
Entirely from home.
Entirely from home. So just want to throw a huge congratulations and thank you to the team, because without your passion and creativity, this never would have landed.
And we should extend our thanks also to the entire Sony family, in particular the good folks over at Sony Japan and the product development and localization team who always helps us get all the details right. And last but not least, big thank you to all the voters.
Yo es que no
Can't
juego a
tell you how much
ninguna.
we
Una la
appreciate
puedo
this.
jugar,
Thank you
la
very
otra no.
much.
All right, time for some pocket powerhouses. Here are your nominees for Mobile Game of the Year. Clap Hands Golf, Fantasian, Cozy Grove, Alba, a wildlife adventure, League of Legends, Wild Rift, and Overboard. And the winner is League of Legends Wild Rift.
Bien por el LOL. Aquí voy por el
Hey
fantasma.
everyone,
Por el fantasma.
I'm Alan Moore. I'm the
Joder.
game director for
Porque no
Wild
se llevará
Rift
el LOL,
at
pero...
Riot Games. I am honoured to be able to accept this award on behalf of Wild Rift.
Mejor juego
players
para
everywhere.
mancos.
Uh,
Pues
from
buena
all of us
pregunta,
on
tendría que
the
estar bien
dev team,
nominada.
Thank you so much. This has been a crazy journey for us, bringing League of Legends to mobile, and we couldn't have done it without all of you and your support and feedback. Thank you so much. We're just getting started on Wild Rift, and we can't wait to share all the things that we have planned for you for 2022 and beyond. Thank you.
Next up, we've got the Best Gaming Hardware Award, and given that we've just dawned upon a new generation of consoles that no one can, you know, actually buy,
Cuidado.
but whatever, the competition is fierce. Your nominees are as follows. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080.
¿Quién se lo va a llevar? ¿La
PlayStation
Play
5,
5?
Xbox Series
¿La Series X?
WD Black SN850
O la NVIDIA GeForce.
NVMe SSD, Nintendo Switch, OLED, Xbox Series S. And the winner is the PlayStation 5.
¡Toma maletines! Y la segunda de la envidia, ¿eh? Y la tercera la
Once again, we'd like to
Xbox.
thank you for voting in the Golden Joystick Awards. So how
Madre
about
mía.
a reward? I think I've got a world premiere rooted
Esos sí que son
around
maletines, Paco.
somewhere, Emily. Yeah, got it right here.
World Premiere, oh my god. ¿Empezamos ya con los World Premiere? Saca los cubatas. Estás muy desatado, Paco, ¿eh? Esto tiene pinta de ser estrategia, pura y dura. Men of War 2 en 2022. 22,
Just ease
22,
back
22,
into it with
22.
the Best Indie Game Award. And who better to present it than Greg Casavin
Mejor
of
juego
Supergiant
indie.
Games, who took home the Golden Joystick last year for the studio's mythical roguelike Hades.
Hades.
Hey,
El
I'm
año
Greg
pasado.
Casavin from Supergiant Games. Last year, it was our honor to receive the Best Indie Game Golden Joystick for our work on Hades, and now it's my pleasure to introduce you to this year's wonderful nominees. These are games where you can feel the love and attention to detail in every aspect of the experience, coming from the small teams that made these games possible. These are games that are each beautifully crafted in their own right, though taken together as a whole, they really showcase the incredible variety of experiences that independent games have to offer, as well as showcasing how independent creators are always pushing the boundaries of what games can be. This year's nominees are Bonfire Peace,
Vale.
Death's Door,
El de la paloma luchadora, que le gusta mucho a Abraham.
Old World,
No sabía que había salido ya.
Wilderness, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Sable, and the winner is Death's Door.
Yo lo voté a este.
Hi, we're Asenev, the developers of Death's Door, and like the pro-protagonist in our game, we also enjoy collecting shiny things, so we're really excited to accept this Golden Joystick Award for Best Indie Game.
Yeah, this is a really amazing honour for our small team, so thank you so much to everyone who voted for the game, and also just thank you to everyone who's played the game and sent us messages about it. It's been really amazing seeing so many people enjoy it. We also just wanted to thank all of the amazing artists and collaborators who helped make the game such a special experience, and also Devolver Digital, who helped make it all happen and took a chance on us right from our first game. Thanks very much.
Yeah, we're really excited that the game also comes out today on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, so hopefully a bunch more people will get to play it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now it's time to celebrate some game development heroes
Entonces,
with
el
the
Death's Door
Studio
está para-
of the Year Award.
Uh,
Let's throw it
Estudio
over
del
to our
año.
next host
Uy,
to
uy,
introduce
uy,
the
uy,
nominees
uy, uy.
and crown the winner.
Hello, I'm Ian Livingstone, and I'm here to present the Golden Joystick Award.
El fundador de Games
Studio of
Workshop.
the Year.
Hay mucha gente que está muy cabreada
This
contigo.
award recognizes the studios that went above and beyond over the past 12 months to deliver an experience that really resonates with fans globally. Across the indie and AAA and multiple genres, our shortlist is reflective of the incredibly talented creatives
¿Os dais cuenta de la cantidad de
developing
juegos de
amazing
mesa que lleva el
games
tío
around
detrás?
the world. This year's nominees of
Deathloop. Arcane, vamos.
Arcane.
Sería por primero para Xbox, ¿vale?
IO Interactive. Housemarque.
Housemarque, cuidado.
Drachneck and Friends. Capcom. Double Fine. And the winner is Capcom.
¡Boo!
皆さんこんにちは、カプコンの杉本です。この度は栄誉あるスタジオ・オブ・ザ・イヤーを受賞でき、大変光栄に思っております。
tiene el
今
León
回の
también,
受賞
igual
は
que yo.
当社に関わるすべてのステークホルダーへの貴重な評価の表れであり、投票していただいた皆様に
Si se lo están llevando ahora, en los Game Awards no se va a llevar una mierda.
ありがとうございます。
Ya verás.
当社は1983年の創業以来、ゲームというエンターテインメントを通じて人々に笑顔や感動を提供し続けてきました。近年ではインターネットの普及やゲームデバイスの多様化もあり、200を超える国や地域で当社のゲームを楽しんでいただいています。そのような環境で私たちはバイオハザード、モンスターハンター、ストリートファイターをはじめ多くのコンテンツが20年、30年と長期にわたって
Correcto, señor, correcto.
経営も開発も社内が一つになって取り組んできました。今回のスタジオ・オブ・ザ・イヤー受賞は何を嬉しくまた誇りに感じています。当社はこれからも最高のエンターテインメントの提供を通じ
Sí, métele prisa a tus trabajadores que van tarde con Pragmata, ¿vale, Pachote?
活力になる時間を過ごしていただけるようより一層取り組んでいきます。皆さん、カプコンの今後にぜひともご期待ください。よろしくお願いします。
Venga. Y a Talco vaya así en corto, que está muy desatado.
Emily, the people love Capcom. Now it's time for another trailer, but this time it's a montage from a beloved British indie publisher. Let's see what Team 17 are up to, shall we?
Vamos 2 de 2, ¿eh?
Peggy 16.
¡Hostia, el Blasphemous! La animación es guapísima, ¿eh? ¿Cómo que vas en coche, Corzo? ¿Y me tienes de fondo? ¿Pero qué pasa? ¿Que todos queréis tener accidentes de coche conmigo? También me había dicho al Mario Bros que me iba a tener de fondo en el coche. No, muy mal, a conducir. El 9 de diciembre. Hostia, qué pronto. Yo lo esperaba para el año que viene. Lo único que sé. No, Paco. Y que Capcom se ha llevado 2 premios. Al estudio del año y a Resident Evil Village mejor audio. El resto, nada, sin más. Nada importante. Del Blasphemous, sí. DLC gratuito. Expansión. Accidente múltiple por culpa de una famosa streamer mientras sus viewers conducían. No es otro Blasphemous. Bueno, sí, habrá otro... No Blasphemous, sino habrá otro penitente, me imagino. No sé de qué va, ¿eh? Pero me sorprende que salga tan pronto, en diciembre. Esto huele a Souls, que tira para atrás. Para tu cumple, pues mira.
All right, Nolan, it's time to check in on some of the best video game performances of the past 12 months.
Bueno.
We've got Vampire Lords, we have Empaths, and...
¿Se va a llevar Lady Di el premio?
Oh, that sounds like my kind of party. Here's last year's winner, Sandra Saad, to present the award for Best Performer.
Es verdad que se llevó Kamalakan.
Oh, hi. Excuse me, how embarrassing. I'm just doing a little light cleaning, you know, dusting around the house, that kind of thing. Oh, get out of there. Hey, folks, I'm Sandra Saad. You might know me best as the actress behind Kamala Khan in Marvel's Avengers. Her head is much more sturdy in the game. It has been one hell of a year for in-game performances, with so many vivid, diverse characters brought to life by super talented actors. A good performance can define the way that you experience a video game.
El único...
The performer's emotional range,
Esto fue un tongazo del
presence, and
copón,
delivery, meaning different things to
Pero
every
el único premio
player.
que se llevó Marvel's
The
Avengers.
very best performances stay with you long after you roll credits.
Kamala Khan en Marvel's
So I think
Avengers.
it's safe to say that
Es súper
we have
maja.
6 very worthy contenders. Yeah, that was me pretending to be Travis William. Don't tell him I did that. Anyway, there are 6 very worthy contenders in this Best Performer shortlist. This year's nominees are...
That was one ridiculous name.
Jason Kelly.
A postcard, dumbass! You wrote it on the Black Reef postcard. Understand? Okay. I'm gonna drop you now.
Hearing everyone talk about my
Erica
brother,
Mori.
about the life he had here with all of you.
Se la va a llevar Maggie
That was the
Robertson, pero
chance
vamos,
to
de
have
calle.
Mother Miranda, I must.
Maggie
Se las folla a todos esta señora.
But a child, and his devotion to you is questionable.
You're gonna give me that attitude?
Ozioma
Let
Akana.
me make it easy for you, you ungrateful prick. But this time I'll let you see yourself out. Hi, Renee. Nice to meet you.
Jennifer Hale.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just thinking about building the Dimensionator and saving the universes.
He ruined my life.
Elijah
And if
Wood.
it weren't for him, I'd be the Tsar of Grulovia. Believe it or not. What is this room? And how can I taste it all at once? And who composed this symphony?
And the winner is Maggie Robertson.
Está clarísimo, gente, está clarísimo. Lady Di.
Wait, what? Oh my god, I thought I was just pre-recording. Oh my god.
Me encanta esta mujer.
Oh my god, what? LOL. Wow, thank you so much. I am all
Y se ve
flustered and
Game Awards.
discombobulated, so I'm going to try to make words that make sense come out of my mouth. Thank you. This is such an honor. It's so incredible.
No es nada
to
pero ha
be
quedado muy hondo.
nominated,
Sí, sí, sí,
especially
sí.
amongst all of my other amazing nominees. Like, hi, Frodo. I'm not obsessed with you. Anyway, so where was I? What was I saying? Hi, yes, I'm Maggie, and I just won this amazing award, and I'm just so incredibly grateful to everyone in the Resident Evil community. You are so amazing, and I am so grateful to be a part of this family. Huge shout out to Capcom. My gosh, you have created an amazing game and an amazing character, and I am so excited and proud to have been even a small fraction of what makes
¿Puede ser
DVD
este el retorno del rey?
Para
Capcom?
Also, huge shout outs to
Con
Rosanna
Village, que se
Sun
lleve todo.
and DJ Hawk at the Workhouse, Steve Kniebly, our
No creo,
amazing
pero bueno.
cinematics director. You guys took a chance on me. I was an unknown. I had no previous relationship in the industry, and you took a chance, and I like to think it paid off. And I'm very grateful. You have changed my life forever. I'm on a completely different course now, and I will never forget it. It's awesome.
Se parece
Also,
a la
huge
que hace
shout
de la
out to my
monja.
fellow cast members who are amazing and totally lovable dorkos that I want to squeeze and hug all the time. I am grateful to have you as my forever family now, and also really big, huge shout out to Jeanette Mouse, who we love and adore and miss every freaking day. So yes, we wish we could share this with you. Okay, I'm gonna go away now because I'm flustered. Goodbye.
This next award is all about those special games that broke the mold and stepped into the limelight over the past 12 months. So here's Victoria from last year's winner,
Breakthrough
Among
Award,
Us,
esto no lo
to
entiendo.
present the Breakthrough Award.
Hey there, I'm Victoria, Community Director at Innersloth, creators of the game Among Us. It is my pleasure to be here to present the Breakthrough Award. This prize is all
Os
about
estáis viniendo
celebrating the
arriba,
games and
del
studios
Among Us,
that
porque
really
van a
made an
meter
impact over
Arcane.
the past 12 months and brought us all so
Skins
much
de
joy.
Arcane de Among
We're
Us.
talking about those games that are stars on the rise, the most unexpected gems that innovated in all the right ways, or riffed on a certain format to make waves
bueno,
and
¿qué
provide
puedo
a
decir yo?
wholly
Tengo aquí un
unique
bichillo de eso.
experience. This shortlist is absolutely stacked this year, but of course there can only be one. This year, the Breakthrough Award goes to...
Time is like a tide.
Returnal, yo soy muy fan de Returnal.
From 1996 to 2020, the Helsinki-based indie studio Housemarque has produced a stream of critically acclaimed action games such as Super Stardust, Resogun, and Next Machina. Often influenced by arcade hits, the developer built a reliable but modest
Ahora
formula
entiendo de
that
dónde
worked,
viene
hallmarked by responsive
Returnal.
controls and cascading visual effects. Then, this year's Returnal arrived and lifted the developer's reputation to another level.
No matter how hard we fight, we can never stop it.
As Housemarque's first fully 3D game and an early PS5 exclusive, the stakes were high, but the game exceeded expectations, melding a roguelike structure with thrillingly exacting gunplay, an intriguing story, and eye-melting visuals. We don't yet know what Housemarque is working on next, but we cannot wait to find out. Congratulations, Housemarque, on your 2021 Golden Joystick Breakthrough Award.
My only hope is to break the cycle. Before the cycle breaks me.
Esto aquí no hay nominación, se lo llevan y punto.
Hey, I'm Mikael Havare from Housemarque, and we'd like to say a huge thank you to basically everybody at the Golden Joystick Awards, everybody who played Returnal. Breakthrough Award is something very unique, especially to a 26-year-old company. Having that just means so much to us, trying to reach this new plateau with Returnal, and having the critics there on our side is a huge boost. Especially that everybody on the team is still suffering from a little bit of that Celine type of solitude, being stuck at home. So huge thank you to the team. Thank you to our partners at Sony PlayStation, especially XDev.
La verdad es que Returnal,
We couldn't have made this game
el
without
día
you.
que
It's
tenga
a undertaking of a dream,
la Play 5,
like, possibility
aparte
that
del mando,
we're
claro.
now here. So, thank
Es
you
un
so
juego que me
much
gustaría
again.
jugar. Sé que no me lo voy a pasar, pero es como el Hades, para echar partidas
Speaking
de
of
vez en
potential
cuando.
breakthroughs, here's an exclusive trailer for a new game
Probar.
that's inspired by Silent Hill and Dark Souls.
¿What? Inspirado en Silent Hill y en Dark Souls. Me acaba de dar un pequeño derrame cerebral ahora mismo.
Of filth.
Why are you back, Isaac? I'm looking for someone.
You're too late. They're all gone.
Hostia, la...
You won't make it.
Want us.
Next up, we're going to celebrate the most exciting and inclusive communities that have been built
Yo
around your favorite
le veo el
games.
rollo
Here's streamer
survival y
I'm
tal,
Brandon,
pero el
to
toque
present the
Souls no
Golden
se lo
Joystick
veo.
for
Igual
Best
será que es
Game
jodido yo,
Community.
pero por lo demás.
Hey there,
My name is I Am Brandon, and after taking home the Best New Streamer Award last year, I'm honored to be here to present the Golden Joystick Award for Best Game Community. Building a positive and inclusive community around any game is a difficult but deeply important task and one that should be celebrated. This year's shortlist includes communities where players have shown great creativity, spirit, and kindness.
Es que a ver, la cara era súper inexpresivo, no sé, lo tienen que pulir un poquito más, ¿eh? La idea no es mala, pero hay que pulir mucho.
Magic the Gathering Arena, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14.
Lo he pensado, te lo juro, ¿eh? Si era la banda.
No Man's Sky Origins.
No creo que sea Monster Hunter, pero bueno. ¿Destiny?
Final Fantasy 14.
No, Final Fantasy. Ah, pues Monster Hunter Rise se quedó segundo, ¿eh? Cuidado.
皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。なんとですね、今回、ベストゲームコミュニティというですね、非常に光栄なアワードをいただいたということで、
Warrior of Light, el de verdad.
いただいております。まあもちろん大変ファイナルファンタジー14としても嬉しい賞ではあるんですけど、まあ、何より僕こういろんなメディアさんを通じてインタビューでファイナルファンタジー14のコミュニティっていうのは本当に世界一なんだと、分け隔てなく誰に対してでもこう優しく接してくれるし、特に新しく冒険を始めた人たちに対して本当にとても親切に丁寧にサポートをしてくれてます。まあ、今まで約9番から数えると11年ここまで14が、まあ、非常に初動で大きな失敗をして茨の道をこう歩み始めてきたんですけど、今こうしてこの場でこうやってビデオコメントをさせてもらえるのは本当に世界中のプレイヤーの皆さん、コミュニティの皆さん、まあ、何よりね光の戦士の皆さんの本当におかげだと思ってます。僕もプレイヤーの一人ですので、一人の光の選手としてとても嬉しく思ってます、これからもですね皆さんと一歩ずつまた一緒に手に手を取って歩んでいけるファイナルファンタジー14でありたいと思いますので、どうぞこれからもよろしくお願いします。
Mira,
皆さんおめでとうございます。
Ha sido mandarle el saludo a Switch y ha aparecido. Me encanta. Ahí en Twitch.
For the Still Playing Award, which recognizes games that go the distance. Let's check in with our friends from Games Master Reboot to reveal the winner.
Hello there, we're the hosts of E4's Games
De cuando echaba la culpa a la
Report,
señora
and we are
Cadena.
just so
Bueno,
thrilled
sí,
to
sí,
be here
claro.
presenting the Golden Joystick Award for that elusive game that you're still very much playing months or even years after its release.
There are some proper heavy hitters on this list, so the winner's definitely going to upset some people out there. But don't blame us, it's not our fault. The results are all down to you guys. So this year's nominees are GTA Online,
Final Fantasy 14,
Apex Legends,
Destiny 2,
Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Warzone,
Fortnite. Que se lo va a llevar.
Rainbow Six Siege,
Rocket League,
Joder, que hace Rocket League aquí.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
La gente sigue jugando al Counter, tío, de verdad,
And
Mis
the winner
dieces.
is Final Fantasy 14.
Venga, Switch, 2 de 2. Se lleva el Final Fantasy 14. El segundo Genshin Impact. Ahora me la ha puesto negra.
なんとですね、今回は、ベスト
Ay, Yoshida, qué grande, qué grande. Es reversible la camiseta, ¿no?
でもアワードをいただけたということで、なんとダブル受賞させていただきました。まあ非常にめでたい、ことではあるんですけど、本来であれば本日11月23日というのはファイナルファンタジー14の最新拡張パッケージであるエンドウォーカーの実は正式発売予定日でした。ただですね、今回一つ目のファイナルファンタジー14の大きなサーガの完結ということでですね、クオリティにとことんまでこだわらせてほしいということで、
desde el curry.
僕のわがままで約2週間ですね、ちょっと延期をさせていただきましたが、
¿Cuántas expansiones lleva ya?
こうやってファイナルファンタジー
Te como los
14
monos.
がそもそもこう長く
No te lee porque está en Twitch.
そしてこう
Switch,
たく
pero
さんの
bueno.
人に遊んでもらえてること、
Switch, dice
さらに
Paco
こういっ
que
た
te come
賞を
los
いただけ
monos.
るっていうこと自体はやっぱり
Pero ¿cuántas
何よ
expansiones
り
lleva
もち
ya
ろん
el Final
プレイヤーの
Fantasy
皆さん
XIV
皆さん
en
の
estos
サポートとて
11
もありが
años?
たいんですけど、絶えず
Es que va a enterrar a todos los Final Fantasy a este paso. Va a llegar el 15, o sea, ha pasado el 15, va a llegar el 16, habrá un 17, 18, llegará el Final Fantasy 20 y seguirá el puto Final Fantasy 14. Otros 11 años más, seguro.
いただけるのはもちろんたくさんの人に遊んでいただいているというのもそうなんですけど、やっぱ面白くなければいただけない賞だと思っているので、エンドウォーカー、まあ一つ目の完結には当たりますけど、その先もですね、次の10年また皆さんと一緒に最高の物語冒険をしていけるように。
Vale, sí, lo acaba de decir, que básicamente va a haber más historias y más aventuras. 10 años más. Claro que sí, guapi.
Let's put the awards to one side for a moment, as next up we have a trailer for War Mongrels, the isometric real-time tactics game set in World War II.
A ver. Un juego de estrategia con vista isométrica. ¡Coño! Con el patch de mejora 24K 360 frames. Exactamente, PlayStation 9, correcto. Y empecé con la Nvidia 10.000 y pico también, seguro. Salió ya en PC.
We're coming back with a bang now, and it's time to crown the PC Game
No me
of
ha
the Year.
llamado la
And who
atención.
better to present the prize than the
Mejor
legendary
juego de
creator of
PC
the
del año.
Civilization series, Sid Meier.
Apuntárselo
Hello,
para
I'm
decírselo a
Sid Meier.
Gengis, mañana.
I am very pleased to be presenting this year's Golden Joystick Award for PC Game of the Year. PC games have always been important to me, playing them as well as making them. This year's nominees cover a very wide variety of genres. And the nominees are The Forgotten City,
Vale. Algo así, como el comando, algo así. Pero no me... No.
Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, Cold World, Chivalry 2,
¿Y estos son los mejores juegos de PC? Lo mejor es esto, es Hitman.
I'd like to extend my congratulations to all of this year's nominees. And the winner is
Dime que es Hitman.
Hitman 3.
Mal, porque es que lo demás es paja.
My name is Matthias, and I am the game director of Hitman 3. Thank you so much for awarding Hitman 3 as PC Game of the Year. We're really excited to be recognized alongside these fantastic games and super happy to win the award. Thank you to the Golden Joystick team for nominating us, but also a big thank you for everyone who voted for us, including our community and passionate players. Hitman 3 was always meant to bring closure to Agent 47's story in the World of Assassination trilogy. And we're just extremely proud and extremely happy of how everything turned out across all three games and
El Forgotten
years
City
and
está en
years
el
of
Game
passionate
Pass.
development. I am humbled and I'm
Pues igual
honored
sí.
to accept this award on
Por
behalf
cierto,
of everyone
y ahora que
at
te
Coyote
gustan los
Rock.
Souls, Paco,
But my biggest thanks goes to the
este
team
mes
who went
vas a
above and
tener
beyond
el,
to pour
el
all
Mortal
their
Shell,
passion into Hitman 3.
el juego
They
favorito de
deserve
Abraham.
endless praise and
Así
recognition
que
for
iba a
their
salir
hard work,
para
their
la
creativity,
nube,
and
para PC y
absolute
para consola.
dedication. Thank you
Así que
again
cuando te
for the
aburras
award
del Dark
and
Souls
enjoy
3,
the
tienes
rest of the
ese.
show.
From desktops to handheld consoles, we're now going to find out who the public has chosen to win the coveted Nintendo Game of the Year award.
Bueno,
Here's Rogue One
el mejor
screenwriter
juego de
and
Nintendo
Animal
del
Crossing
año.
devotee
Y
Gary
no está el
Whitta
Zelda
to deliver the news.
Breath of the Wild.
Hello, Gary Whitta here. You may remember me as the editor-in-chief of such magazines as PC Gamer and Next Generation back in the old days, or perhaps more recently as the screenwriter of such movies as The Book of Eli, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, or maybe from last year as the creator and host of Animal Talking, the live late-night celebrity talk show that for some reason took place entirely inside the world of Animal Crossing. Or you may remember me as the person who introduced the nominees and the winner for last year's award for Nintendo Game of the Year at the Golden Joysticks, and I'm very pleased that the good people at the Joysticks have asked me to come back and do it again this year. Great year for Nintendo games, as reflected, I think, in the very diverse shortlist of nominees for Game of the Year as voted for by you good people at home. And so this year's nominees are...
A ver.
WarioWare, get it together.
El WarioWare. El Monster Hunter, por favor, que se lo lleve el Monster Hunter. Uy, el Pokémon Snap.
Neo, The World Ends With You.
Vale.
Bravely Default 2.
Vale.
Metroid
Es
Dread.
Metroid. Sí. Espero que sea
And the winner is...
Metroid.
Metroid Dread.
Vale. El segundo era el Monster Hunter Rise, cuidado.
On behalf of the development teams at Nintendo and Mercury's team, I'm very happy to accept this Nintendo Game of the Year award for Metroid Dread. Almost 20 years have passed between the previous episode in the 2D Metroid franchise, Metroid Fusion, and this new game. So many players had never experienced a 2D Metroid game before. The development team paid special care to make sure that all players, especially those who'd never encountered the series before, could jump in and enjoy this game. Again, on behalf of everyone at Nintendo and Mercury's team who worked together to create this game, I'm extremely happy, and I would like to thank everyone again for this award. Thank you so much.
El Monster Hunter
We're
no se está
closing
llevando
in on
nada,
the end of the
pobre.
show, so it's time to see what the console holders
No,
have been
no,
up
no,
to
no.
over the past 12 months.
Vamos a ver.
Please welcome our next host as we crown the Xbox Game
Xbox
of the Year.
Game of the Year. Venga.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Crossdale from the
Y no está el Halo, no vale el Halo.
With the launch of the Xbox Series console, it has been a huge year for Microsoft. And this year's Golden Joystick Award shortlist for Xbox Game of the Year.
Aquí estaban los Judgment nominados, si no recuerdo mal.
Lineup. From Tokyo detective work to exploring the landscape of the mind. Let's take a closer look at this hotly contested category. The
¿Verdad?
nominees are
Tenía acento francés. Ahí están los Judgment.
Lost Judgment, The Ascent,
De Ascent. No he jugado, El Psychonauts.
2, Microsoft Flight Simulator,
El Microsoft Flight Simulation. Vale.
The Artful Escape,
12 minutes. No está forzado.
and the winner is
Psychonauts 2. Tercero en los Judgment, Ay, madre mía.
Hello? Oh, we won. Oh gosh, I'm not prepared for this at all. I want to say thank you to the Golden Joysticks and everyone who was a backer who helped us make this game happen. And also thank you to everyone at Xbox Game Studios for helping support us and bring this game to its completion, and everyone, especially at Double Fine, all the hardworking crew there who made this game so great with their commitment and talent and hard work and love. Thank you, everybody.
A double fine choice, if I do say so myself. Right? Because you get it. Okay, it's also been a massive year for Sony exclusives. So let's catch up with our next host.
Mejor juego del año de Sony PlayStation.
Hi everyone, I'm Jade Raymond, co-founder of Haven Studios. Creating games is a monumental task that takes the cooperation and collaboration of dozens and sometimes even hundreds of talented people. The team at Haven set out this year on a mission to create an original IP for Sony. And while we are just getting started on our game, it means so much to me to present the Golden Joystick PlayStation Game of the Year. The nominees this year have delivered amazing gameplay, fresh stories, and immersive audio. They've wowed and impressed us.
Yo no podría vivir en ese salón.
Entertained us.
Con esa selva.
Let me just say the competition this year is fierce. And the nominees
Aunque sean de mentira. Va a salir gracias, seguro. El Returnal no se lo va a llevar porque ya sería...
Death Stranding Director's Cut.
¡Venga!
Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
Deathloop. Kena.
Bridge of Spirits. Returnal.
Es que cuidado, aquí hay muy buena materia.
Resident Evil Village.
Que le jodan al Ratchet & Clank.
And the winner is Resident Evil Village.
Boom!
はい、バイオハザードビレッジディレクターの佐藤です。この度は、プレイステーションゲームオブザイヤーと、いうことで、もう大変すごい賞をいただいちゃって、もう信じられないというか、本当に嬉しいです。初めてディレクターとして作った作品で、最初はもう本当にこれ完成するのかなとか。バイオハザードってそもそもどうやって作ったらいいんだろうみたいなところからこうスタートした作品だったので、こうしてプレイステーションユーザーの皆さんにこれだけ楽しんでいただけたっていうことは、もう本当に感無量ですし、あと頑張ってくれたスタッフのみんなにも改めて感謝したいなと思います。はい、というわけでバイオハザードビレッジを遊んでくださったすべての皆さん、
todavía no he terminado mi segunda vuelta. Qué vergüenza. Me van a quitar el... El Goti se acerca, sí señor. El Goti se acerca.
Now, before we move on to our next award, we have a very exciting trailer from our friends at Square Enix.
Ya que se han llevado el premio, hay que darles un juego.
If you head to this link,
Eso es lo que he dicho, digo, a ver si va a ser Resident Evil Village lo mismo que ocurrió en los Oscar con el Retorno del Rey, que se llevó todo.
Just in time for the latest expansion to Endwalker, coming December 7th.
O sea, el GOTY está cerca,
so, bookmark that page
y solamente tiene 2 nominaciones, al mejor sonido, que se lo puede llevar, y el mejor juego del año. No, perdón, y el A3. Y el mejor juego de acción. Así que...
The hour is come, free trust. It's all or nothing.
Cuidado el... Hostia, pa' Mac.
Okay, you ready? Ready. Because it's time for one of the most hotly contested awards of the night.
Pero creo que era el 6 de diciembre o 9 de diciembre va a ser una fiesta, ¿eh? Va a correr el Romiel. A este ya sé quién va a ganar, el Elden Ring. Es que no de verdad y veo ganas nominados. Está clarísimo.
Hi, I'm Maggie Robertson, though you might remember me from the time I spent chasing stupid man-things around the castle as Lady Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village. But I'm focusing now. Anticipating an upcoming video game can be agonizing, especially with all of the new exciting projects in the works. But just remember, it'll be out when it's ready. With so many cool new experiences on the horizon, it is hard not to be excited about the future of games, which is why I'm here to present this year's Most Wanted Award. This award celebrates the most coveted games that are coming out in the near future and is a big old shout out to all the studios who are working incredibly hard on some incredible new projects. So, without further ado, this year's nominees are Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Esto si no fuera de estrategia molaría mucho.
Skate 4. God of War Ragnarok. Horizon Forbidden West.
Es Forbidden, no Forbidden.
Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS5.
Es que no me jodas, tío.
Gotham Knights. Starfield.
El Starfield.
Elden Ring.
Está claro, es que vamos. Sí, tiene 5 años menos, lo sé.
Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. Pokemon Legends, Arceus. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2.
Mira, como salga de Zelda, me bajo de la vida.
And the
Va a salir
winner is
Elden Ring, ¿verdad?
Elden Ring.
Es que vamos, es que da igual lo demás. Elden Ring. Cuidado que después estaba el Zelda y luego el... Y no sale Miyazaki.
最終調整中の開発チームにとってもとても励みになります。エルデンリングはこれまでユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただいていたような要素っていうのをしっかりと踏襲しつつ RPG 要素であったりとかあるいは攻略の自由度そういったものをより拡張していますのでこれまで我々のタイトルを楽しんでくださった方はもちろんそうでない方にも楽しんでいただけるかと思います。でゲームが好きという方にプレイする価値のあるタイトルにしたいと思いますので、引き続きご期待いただければ幸いです。この度はどうもありがとうございました。
Before we get on to this year's ultimate trophies, it's time for the Critics' Choice Award, which has been selected by a panel of journalists from futures gaming brands like GamesRadar, Edge, and PC Gamer. Let's find out their 2021 Critics' Choice winner.
A ver, la crítica, ¿eh? Deathloop. Maletines. Pero de todas formas, a mí Ragnar me dijo que estaba muy bien y yo me fío de Ragnar. ¿Qué cojones? Y cuando salga en el Game Pass lo jugaré. No, sí, lo sé, Ragnar, lo sé. Estaba de broma.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. I would like to dedicate this amazing award to Robert Altman, who believed in Arcane.
Ya te digo que yo vi el directo que hiciste, del primero, del principio, que no quería ver más para no hacerme spoiler, y me llamó la atención mucho. Dije, hostia, pues. Lo que pasa es que, a ver, después de que dieran tanto el coñazo Sony en todos los State of Play, acabé un poco hasta los cojones, no lo voy a negar. Pero es verdad que era por algo.
There was moments of doubts, there was moments where like challenges were piling up, like there was no end to it, and pretty much like Deathloop's very own cult, we pressed on, we gave it our best, and we're extremely proud with the result and the reception we're getting. Also shout out to our friends at PlayStation. Thanks for believing in the game, and thanks for giving us this amazing spotlight that helped a lot of people get excited And I would also like to dedicate this game to our amazing families who bore with us in this trying time.
Paco,
on a game that is pretty much
francés, ¿no? Canadiense. Ese es canadiense
Thank you,
fijo.
as well to you, to our fans. This has been incredible from the announcement of the game, all that love that you poured on us on social media or directly. That really helped developing this game. We're so happy that you enjoy it. And to Rafael Colantonio, who started this incredible adventure that is Arcane.
Arcane.
You know,
Me encanta. A partir de voy a decir Arcane.
For this type
Arcane
of game.
Studios.
We're extremely proud to be carrying this legacy, and I'm personally I'm super excited about what we're cooking up next. Thank you very much again.
Okie doke, we have another world premiere before we crown
No.
the ultimate game of the year.
Vaya.
It's a atom punk retro futurist sci-fi delight. Let's intercept this signal from a hostile planet and see the Invincible in action.
It made the climb worth
Ah, el francés cerrado, vale.
Show your own top. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Marek and I'm the game director of The Invincible. A
Markusevski.
sci-fi adventure thriller set in a retro-future timeline where digital technology hasn't come to being. A few weeks ago,
Me
we
suena que
showed
este
to the
pavo
world
el año
our first
pasado
teaser
también
trailer.
enseñó este juego.
Today, we want to reveal more of the world in which The Invincible takes place. And now, I let Michael take over and show you more of the game.
Our game is based on
De la
the
zona de
classic
Normandía, ya,
sci-fi
tío,
novel
ya,
by
ya,
Dennis
ya
Witten.
no
Written in
controlo tanto
1964,
los
the
acentos,
book
ya eso
talks
te lo dejo a
about
ti.
how humans visit and discover new, faraway
Es que sé que
regions of the
Arcane tiene
and what seems to be a still uneventful planet
una división
actually
en
come
Francia y
across
creo que
something
otra
that
en
they
Canadá,
cannot
por
fully
eso.
comprehend and classify. We are glad to be able to tell this story from the perspective of one person, seeing the story unravel before her eyes and decide her fate, along with those around her and perhaps even humanity itself. The Invincible is set in a retro-futuristic atom punk world.
Madre
It's
mía,
inspired by
12 y
visions
media,
of
ya que
space
sin
travel
cenar,
from
de
the
verdad.
mid-1940s to 1960s. Visions that came to life before the digital age, in which spaceships, robots, vehicles, and equipment
yeah.
are all made using analog technology, so heavy, tactile, physical. Yasna, our main character, is a biologist on a scientific expedition reaching the most remote corners of the universe, expanding the reach and knowledge of humanity. Or at least part of it, because in our world, humans are divided, and relation between two factions resemble Cold War realities where open conflict moved to a fierce race of conquering space.
Yasna, speak to me.
Vale.
Yasna,
O sea, dicen
she
Arcane,
likes
que
it
no
or not,
Arcane.
plays a political role in this game. Besides a perceived tension between factions, she has a lot of personal dilemmas to deal with. With The Invincible, our aim is to tell a cinema-like non-linear story, where the choices and decisions that you do impact on how the story evolves. We are creating a flowing experience with multiple story branches and multiple endings. We'll be revealing more of The Invincible as time goes on, giving you more of an insight into the story,
Aprovecha ahora que
the
esto
gameplay,
no
and
sé
what
yo
you
si
can
te interesa
expect on
mucho. A mí
Regis
la
Free.
verdad es que, a ver,
Visit our website, which also
no me parece
contains
feo
an ongoing
visualmente,
story
pero no
that's
me llama la
intertwined with The
atención.
Invincible's main storyline. The Invincible is due to come out in 2022 to consoles and PC. So, add The Invincible
Venga.
to your wishlist and be in touch with
Todo
all
para
the news about the game.
2022. Que no hay nada,
I hope
no
that you
hay
like the
juegos ese
presentation
año.
and that you will find yourself on Regis Free.
Okay, it's time for the crown jewel of the Golden Joysticks, the Ultimate Game of the Year Award. This one celebrates the most essential gaming
Ultimate
experience of
Game
the
of
past
the
12
Year.
months,
Aquí también
as
está
voted for
Village.
by you folks at home. Now, understandably, this was the most heated race of the night with barely 2% of the vote separating the winner from second place. Let's count down the top 5 as we
Un
finally
2%,
crown the
dice.
Ultimate Game of the Year for 2021.
At number 5, it's
It Takes Two.
At number 4, it's
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Vale.
At number 3, we have
Metroid Dread.
And at number 2, it's
Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
But the winner of the Ultimate Game of the Year 2021 is
Resident Evil Village.
Ethan Winters. Welcome.
Wow, what an honor. On behalf of the whole team here at Capcom, let me just say how incredibly thankful we're to have Resident Evil Village be named the
Este es
ultimate game
el
of the
gordo.
year, especially considering what tough competition we had. So many
Si lo ha
incredible titles
llevado
were released
todo.
this year, which is an
Todo.
even more amazing achievement when you consider that a lot of game development has
Qué
been
bien hablas
impacted
inglés,
by
Kanda-san,
local
de verdad.
lockdowns and the shift towards remote work. I'm sure I speak not just for Capcom, but developers everywhere when I say it's accolades like these that help us get through the tough times. It's been such a pleasure bringing this latest instrument of the series to players around the world, and it makes us excited to see the reaction to the upcoming DLC, which we can't wait to show you.
Sí, tío, dame el
To
puto
all the
DLC,
players who
desgraciado.
voted for us, thank you again.
Anda que.
Whew! Wow, nice new dig. Well, if you thought it was over, you ain't seen nothing yet.
That's right. We have 2 awards remaining before we say goodbye, and they are truly unique milestones
Ahora,
in
Paco,
the history
es cuando
of
te
the
digo
Golden
que se
Joystick.
va a llevar el GOTY.
Right now, we're going to crown
El
the
segundo,
best
el.
gaming
No.
hardware of
El tercero
all
ha sido el
time.
Metroid. El segundo ha
This
sido
was
el
no
Mass Effect
small
Legendary
task,
Edition.
and we assembled a short list of
Pero una
seminal
diferencia de un
consoles and gaming
2%,
hardware, with the
Cuidado.
input of leading retro publication Retro Gamer and industry bible Edge magazine.
The winner now was voted for by you, lovely people.
You guys.
And this is the console that has defined the last 50 years of commercial video games. No pressure there.
Yeah, nothing, no pressure. At number 5, it's
PlayStation.
Hola, qué abajo ha quedado, ¿no?
At number 4, it's
PlayStation 4.
At number 3, we have,
Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
and at number 2, it's
PlayStation 2.
¿Y?
But the winner of the best gaming hardware of all time
La Nintendo.
is
PC Personal Computer.
Quiero dedicar este premio a
Gamers and
Gengis.
developers have benefited enormously from the relentless innovation in PC gaming hardware. On behalf of all of those who've made the PC the greatest gaming hardware of all time, I am honored to accept this award.
Okay, I know you're all still reeling
Está
from
ahí
that
pues porque han
bombshell, but there's no
metido
time to waste.
el.
Now we need to crown the ultimate game of all time. We consulted a panel of
El.
industry
Esto,
experts to
el
whittle
Legendary
our
Edition.
shortlist down
Que ha
to
salido hace
approve
poco.
20
Punto.
games, which we then put to you, the public, to make the final decision. You can find out more about the judging process by visiting
Que conste que yo voté la
GamesRadar.com.
Super Nintendo, ¿eh?
Our selection spans genres and time periods, delivering a
Y ahora es cuando
cross-section
llega
of the
el
industry's
mejor
best
juego
and brightest
de la historia.
experiences. Now, I know your backlogs are already too busy, but every game on this list is foundational, influential, and worth exploring.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. So it's an easy choice, right? So easy, in fact, that we traveled to develop to ask a whole host of current industry superstars.
Sí, rondan los maletines, pero. Aunque también se votan los. Porque ya viste que yo los voté.
What would I say is the best game of all time?
Puede haber una
that's a
posibilidad
real tough
muy
one.
remota.
It's going to be Halo Combat Evolved.
The Talos principle.
Oh, maybe I should have picked that for my phone.
Yo ya te digo que yo ahora no lo. O sea, lo veía en plan base, va solo va a llevar el mejor juego de acción, pero que se pueda llevar el Game of the Year.
It's amazing. It's so sad.
Cuidado, lo veo bastante probable ahora, ¿eh?
Has to be Mario Kart.
Que para mí estos son como los Globos de Oro y los Oscar, que ves un poco cómo va a ir la movida con los Globos de Oro y los Oscar. Pues esto es igual.
God of War 2018. Football Manager. Wow.
Lo que se ha llevado en,
It
aquí
depends on the genre.
se lo acabe llevando también en
It's a bit of a
el
controversial one, but I
en los
love,
Game Awards. Es
Dragon
bastante
Age.
parejo.
If I'm going to choose just one, I'd
De
say
hecho,
Doom.
el año pasado se llevó
Final
casi, aquí
Fantasy
también casi
VII
todo
was
Hades
such a delightful
y pasó lo
game.
mismo en...
Ah, damn it, yeah, that was one of the most
los Game
influential.
When I saw The Witcher 3, I felt a little bit like I was
paradoxically, in my grandma's backyard.
The one that I guess is most important to me, and that's actually Pac-Man.
Halo 3. I would have to give it to Minecraft.
Play the Mass Effect series. Probably Dark Souls.
Mario 64 is the most influential game.
Oh, why didn't I say that?
Wow. It really was impossible.
Impossible. Listen, we know that you just want to know who took this home, this big landmark prize. So let's crown the winner for the Ultimate Game of All Time Award. At number 5, it's
Minecraft. Joder.
At number 4, it's
Half-Life 2.
Vale.
At number 3, we have
The Legend of Zelda.
Venga, tío, de verdad.
And at number 2 is
Doom, 1993.
Coño.
But the winner for the Ultimate Game of All Time
Super Mario.
is
Dark Souls.
Pues vale. A tomar por culo.
Hi, I'm White from Bandai Namco Europe, and I want to thank everybody for nominating both Pac-Man and Dark Souls for the Ultimate Game Award. On behalf of From Software and Bandai Namco Entertainment, I want to thank everybody for bestowing
¿De
the
verdad
award
Dark
of
Souls es el
Ultimate
mejor
Game
juego
of
de la
all
historia?
time on Dark Souls.
No, ni de coña.
Miyazaki-san and his team regrettably
Ni
couldn't
de
make
coña.
it today because they're incredibly busy finishing their work on Elden Ring.
Esto está mañadísimo.
They do want to thank you from the bottom of their hearts because they're incredibly humbled by the fact that you gave him the award for Ultimate Game of All Time. As long as you keep enjoying the games that From Software makes, From Software and Bandai
Como
Namco
aparezca
Entertainment
JD por
will keep
aquí,
making these
le hago la
experiences for
pelota,
you and
que
bringing
conste.
them to life. Thanks again for this prestigious award.
Hostia, es que
We're
me
very
escucho
humbled.
decir que no estoy de acuerdo con que Dark Souls sea el mejor
Before we
juego
get
de toda la
overwhelmed by your
historia.
virtual
Me
pitchforks, we have to
cruje.
call time on the 39th annual Golden Joystick
Pero
Awards.
no estoy de acuerdo.
Whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or GamesRadar.com.
Lo que pasa es que ahora
thank you for
mismo
joining us. The show would be nothing without your votes. and it's been
es
an
lo más
absolute pleasure
mainstream.
hosting you all
Era algo
in
de
this
nicho y ahora es
online
mainstream.
celebration of what has been a remarkable year of innovation and adaptation.
Y no vendía
in
ni
the
una décima
entire
parte de cualquiera de los otros.
huge
Exactamente.
year.
Es que es de nicho.
Listen,
De
if
toda
you
la
wanna
puta vida ha sido de
recap the
nicho.
winners or get more information on the exciting games featured in today's showcase, just head on
Aquí,
over
aquí se
to
notan los maletines
gamesradar.com.
mogollón.
Congratulations
Porque
again to
ponía que
all
la
of the
votación era de un
nominees, and a
12%.
big shout out to everyone who helped make the 39th annual Golden Joystick Awards a reality. We'll see you again next year.
If they let us do it again.
Are they really going to have us back
I
next year?
really doubt it.
Creo que cuando salió en PlayStation 3 vendió 1 millón. Y ahora en PlayStation 5, pues por eso. Pero es que el Dark Souls no es lo mismo que el Demon Souls, Paco. Nada que ver. Vota la gente. Estos lo ponen en la web para que tú votes. Yo de hecho he votado. Todos los premios. Debería haber salido, por ejemplo, Final Fantasy VII. Para mí, sinceramente, me parece mucho mejor mejor juego de toda la historia. Y fíjate que no digo Resident Evil, ¿eh? O sea, ya no digo Resident Evil, pero... No te quedes brazos cruzados. Buenas, Jala Retro. Yo la verdad es que no estoy nada de acuerdo con eso. Pero bueno. De todas formas, haciendo balance de estos Joystick Awards, yo estoy súper contenta. ¿Qué queréis que os diga? O sea, Village se lo ha llevado todo. Absolutamente todo. O sea que... Yo por eso digo que queda, creo que 2 o 3 semanas para los Game Awards. Ahora veo más factible que se pueda llevar el Game Award por encima de todos esos. O sea, Village es factible, muy factible. Y muy probable incluso, ya, venga, me voy a... Pero bueno, aparte que... toda la paja que nos han metido al principio, pero bueno, la verdad es que ha sido bastante... ¿Qué más se ha llevado por ahí? Dark Souls no tiene sentido. O sea, yo ya digo que no. O sea, había otros juegos por ahí, mucho mejores. Que yo, de hecho, cuando voté, no voté a Dark Souls, obviamente. No recuerdo que voté. Creo que voté a Uncharted, de hecho, si no recuerdo mal. Mejor juego de la historia. Pero ahora mismo hay más fans de los Souls que de cualquier otra cosa. Yo quiero pensar que es postureo. ¡Qué cabrón! No me voy a cosplayar de Dimitrescu, lo siento mucho, no me da tiempo ni me sé hacer un vestido. El Doom 1 estaba en segundo puesto. Me parece muy merecido yo por mí. O sea, si me dicen que el Doom 1 original es el mejor juego de la historia, yo firmo. Porque estoy totalmente de acuerdo. El Doom 1 es un juegazo. Buenas, Sergio. ¿Pero el Dark Souls? No. Y luego, me parece también muy de maletín lo de que el mejor hardware de la historia sea PC. Postureo también. O sea, total. O sea, un postureo muy, muy heavy. Muy heavy. Pero luego no, la guerra de consolas. En fin. El Mario 64 estaba también. Recuerdo. Para votar. Había unos cuantos. De hecho, tenías el Pac-Man también. Tenías el Pong. O sea, tenías desde todos. O sea, todo la puta paja que te han metido al principio de todos los juegos. Incluso hasta Silent Hill estaba. Depende de qué PC. A ver, aquí Ragnar han dicho que el PC en general es el mejor hardware para jugar a videojuegos de toda la historia. Punto. Así que eso engloba desde el primer personal computer hasta tu pedazo de pepino, Ragnar, que tienes súper bonito decorado con el Assassin's Creed Valhalla. El GTA también estaba, creo que estaba el 3, si no recuerdo mal. Pero sí, había para votar muchos, pero ha salido Dark Souls. ¿Por qué? Por el puto postureo. Eso es así. Ojo, pero como venga por aquí JD, yo negaré todo esto que estoy diciendo, ¿eh? El Dark Souls es Dios. Pero bueno. Yo, gente... En general, si queréis, podéis decirme qué os ha parecido. Al margen de lo del Dark Souls y tal, no nos quedemos solo con el final, sino un poco balance de todos los premios que han sido. ¿Qué os ha parecido? ¿Está bien repartido? ¿Ha habido mucho maletín? ¿Qué pensáis? Ya que coge la antorcha y vamos a la calle. Hace mucho frío, Corzo, y tengo que cenar, que todavía no he cenado. Llevo aquí 2 horas y pico que he venido de currar y yo tengo hambre, tío. Lo siento. ¿Me estás llamando posturitas? Yo no te he llamado nada, ¿eh? Eso habrá sido... Esto no puede quedar así. Más maletines que la liga de fútbol. Sí, sí, me enoja, sí. ¿Cuál era para mí el mejor? El que ha ganado. El que se le ha llevado todo. O sea, yo estoy súper contenta. Resident Evil Village. O Resident Evil Village. Por supuesto. Y se le ha llevado todo. Jara. Se le ha llevado todo. Mejor audio, mejor interpretación, mejor juego de PlayStation y mejor juego del año. ¿Ya está? Yo me voy a ir a dormir súper contenta. Y luego también Switch se va a ir súper contento a la cama. O por lo menos va a estar trabajando ahora más contento porque se ha llevado el Final Fantasy XIV los 2 premios a los que estaba nominado. ¿Ya está? Si es que a ver. Village es un juegazo, Sergio. Es así. Es un juegazo. Cuidado, Corzo, cuidado, que este viernes se estrena la peli de Resident Evil. Y tengo una caquita encima que flipas. Y eso es, y el mejor sistema del año ha sido la PlayStation 5. Yo me conformo con tener el mando. Todo, es que se le ha llevado todo, tío, todo. O sea, voy a poner un tweet todo. ¿Qué voy a cenar? Una ensalada. Para hacerme algo rápido, básicamente. ¿Te parece correcto? Qué amable eres. Es como nos estuvieras personando la vida. Corzo. ¡Hombre, Darko! ¿Qué tal? ¿Te has perdido unos Joystick Awards? Que remita fina. Se le ha llevado todo lo que está nominado Village, se lo ha llevado. Luego también se ha llevado el Final Fantasy XIV, no sé qué, pero... Pero se ha llevado... Village, mejor audio, mejor interpretación, mejor juego de PlayStation y mejor juego del año. Por lo tanto, en 2 semanas es posible que se lleve el GOTY. No, 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 no. Ni ironía ni hostias. Ni ironía ni hostias. Mira Twitter. Todo, se le ha llevado todo. Eso sí, luego ya ha venido el postureo que ha sido lo de que se ha llevado el mejor juego de la historia. Cuidado, agárrate los machos, Darko, que mira que no había juegos. Se le ha llevado el Dark Souls. Jódete. Yo no lo entiendo. O sea, había juegos a cascoporro. para votar, pero la gente ha optado por el postureo y ha votado por el puto Dark Souls. El Mass Effect, pues ya, a ver, pues como estaba en el de mejor juego de PlayStation, estaba el de Death Stranding de Toscat. En serio. Sí. Ojo, que si aparece por aquí JD, negaré todo esto. Pero me parece, vamos, insólito, acojonante, que no lo entiendo. Ahora es mainstream, o sea, un juego que ha sido de toda la puta vida de nicho, ahora es mainstream. El Demon Soul Jagger, y no lo tengo. El Gotti se lo lleva a Ratchet y lo sabe. No, Ragnar, no, 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 no. Ni de coño se lo lleva el Ratchet, se lo va a llevar Village. Pero ya estoy 100% segura. Y fíjate, voy a cambiar. Bueno, no, no lo cambio, ¿qué cojones? Estamos para emborracharnos, ¿no? Vamos a ver. Bebo ron miel por cada premio de Cyberpunk 2077 y por cada premio de Village. Y con Village me emborracho. Si es como este, me emborracho. Hazme caso. Eso sí, comeré algo, ¿eh? No como ahora. Que no, que se le ha llevado el Dark Souls, no el Demon, Paco. Te tengo que poner a dar para atrás y decirte. Que te lo pongo, ¿eh? Que no me importa. Ah, que lo he quitado, creo. Sí, lo he quitado. Mira, Paco. El Dark Souls, no el Demon Souls. Ragnar, ¿en serio me estás haciendo esa pregunta si realmente se merece el GOTY Resident Evil Village? ¿De verdad? ¿Tú quieres tener un problema conmigo? Por supuesto que se lo merece. Por supuesto que se lo merece. Es que la duda ofende. La duda ofende. Y ahora ya verás tú como mañana todos los streamers en Twitch se van a poner a jugar al Dark Souls otra vez por enésima vez. Sí, sí, ya ves tú que tiene una... A ver, no tiene ninguna. Ninguna. Absolutamente ninguna. Jamás, ya sabes que soy a muerte contigo, pero dime tú, si esa gente no son unos abusadores, ¿cuántos años tenemos que esperar para el nuevo Resident Evil? Yo sé que ya me voy a tener que comprar la siguiente generación para jugar al siguiente. De momento, tendremos el Pragmata el año que viene. Venga, Minoja, un besazo para Twitch. Capaz ya ni este plano estoy. Pero a ver, esperar para el siguiente Resident Evil, yo creo que para el 2023. Este año hemos tenido 2 Resident Evil. Que se nos olvida que ha sido el Village en marzo. Perdón, en mayo. Y el Resident Evil 4 VR para Oculus Quest 2. Que se va a llevar el mejor juego de VR este año, pero de calle. De calle. Eso lo sabemos todos. Lo sé que eres el ansia viva en persona, sí, sí. Es verdad que se va para el 2023. Bueno, no sé. O sea, yo creo que habrá que esperar un par de añitos, por lo menos. Por lo menos. Pero no sabemos si habrá algo, si no... A ver, igual de repente llega en 2 semanas y nos dicen algo. Aunque sea un teaser. En los Game Awards. O si no, ya será en el E3. Yo, si van a anunciar algo, será en el E3 del año que viene. A todo esto, Ragnar, que no te he dicho nada porque aparte que no he tenido tiempo de poder ver tu unboxing y tu review. ¿Qué tal es tener esa preciosidad en mano? No, mi set completo ha traído suerte, porque aquí está Jill. Ahí está Chris. No, Leon, perdón. Y Chris. ¡Ay, mi Chrisito! Me ha traído suerte. Es mi altar. Luego tengo el otro en el salón. Hostia, no compares el Deep Down, tío. Es que lo del Deep Down era solamente para Apple Arcade y... Es como un juego indie hecho por Capcom, algo así, no sé. El Deep Down no entiendo yo. Y no se llevó nada, además, el Monster Hunter, ahora que lo pienso. El Rise, y es bueno. Seguramente los Game Awards se llevará algo. No, quédatela. Véndelas todas las demás. Vende la S y vende la X normal y quédate esa. Por Dios, quédate esa. Vende tu alma al diablo, pero quédate esa, tío. Ay, pues... Yo igual, gente, me voy a ir a cenar, que es la 1 ya, aquí en España, la 1 de la madrugada. Y yo no tenía hambre ya. Así que yo de todas formas os sigo por Twitch, o sea, os espero en Twitch, ¿vale? Que estoy jugando ahora al Tormented Souls en PC. Juegazo, survival horror de manual precioso. Acojona que da gusto. Y está Paco aquí de testigo. Y ando además un poco jodida en cuanto a vida. Estoy un momento ahí álgido. Pero bueno. Seguiremos con el Tormented Souls y... Gracias, Ragnar. Un besazo para ti. Y para el pequeñajo, para el pequeño Fer. También otro besazo. Y eso. Ya, pero es que hasta ahora no tengo nada más para hacer y menos, o sea, estoy cansada, o sea, es lo más rápido que me puedo hacer. Eso sí, me lo voy a meter en plan en las toritas estas de trigo para que parezca como un burrito, algo así, yo qué sé. Aparte, tengo que bajar kilos, Paco. Yo también. Pues eso. Me despido de todos vosotros, de las dos personas que andan por Twitch. Gracias por haber estado ahí. Sí, muy buena frase, Paco. Que hambre nos ilumine estos días cuando necesitamos a las industrias farmacéuticas más que nunca. A ver si se acaba ya esto. Gracias, Jara, por estar por aquí. Y gracias a todos los de YouTube que habéis estado por aquí por el chat. La verdad es que nos hemos pasado muy bien. Y nada. Larga vida Capcom, larga vida Resident Evil. Y ya está. Besazo.